CBS 7 News presents Closer Look.
Welcome to Closer Look. I'm Macey Meriggi. If you've been tuned in to CBS 7, CBS7.com, or our Facebook page, you know the big story today is a prison bus crash that left 2 corrections officers and 8 prisoners dead and another 5 injured. Let's take it over to CBS 7's Sarah Strackhouse. She's been on the scene of this horrific crash since this morning. Sarah, what do you know right now?
Macy, we've been here, like you said, since this morning, since 9 a.m. It is still a very active scene. Actually, you can see over my shoulder, Red Cross has come here. You can see they actually just pulled the bus out about a half an hour ago. Law enforcement said around 7:30 this morning, a Texas Department of Criminal Justice bus was traveling from Abilene to El Paso with 15 people when the driver hit a patch of ice, went over the guardrail, and dropped down through the median and hit the top of a moving train. Now, 2 officers and 8 inmates have died. 5 others were transported to the Medical Center Hospital. A number of law enforcement agencies are here working together, picking through all of the rubble. You can see them working. It's really a mess out here. DPS had a chopper going around. Red Cross, like I said, they're here. Everyone has come together to work on this. Now, I-20 is back open, but law enforcement says make sure if you're traveling in this area, you're giving yourself extra time. Conditions with the precipitation we've had today, conditions are going to be a little slick, and as that temperature drops again, it could get icy. For now, live in Penwell, Sarah Strackhouse, CBS 7 News. Macey, back to you.
Sarah, thank you. Now, I'd like to go through the visuals we see on our end and asking more about the scene. Now, first of all, what people are asking is, what are the chances that the bus would, first of all, go off of a bridge, and secondly, land on top of a moving train? Have law enforcement officials said anything about how unlikely an event like this is?
Macy, they actually took us back there and we got to get down in the train tracks and kind of see everything that was going on. And honestly, I asked them the same question. I said, what are the odds? You know, how random is it that this bus comes over and hits this train? And one of the DPS officers we were speaking to said he couldn't believe it. He'd never seen anything like this as well. He said the odds are unbelievable.
Absolutely. Okay, now we're looking at some video right now of the stopped train, which you're standing right next to. Now, can you tell us what that impact must have been like to crush a train car like that?
Macy, it's actually 2 separate cabs that were broken apart. Now, they said it came down over and hit the top of the train, and you know, the top is just ripped down. The impact must have been incredible for it to break how it did. 2 train cars were impacted. Like I said, the top was ripped down, the sides are down. You know, the front of it is actually touching the ground. Everything is splayed everywhere. There are packages on the ground, packages unwrapped. You know, it's everywhere. It must have been extremely hard hit.
Now, Sarah, we're going to take a look at a CBS 7 exclusive photo that shows the site of the crash. It looks like there is debris everywhere, like you were saying. How much of the ground do you think is covered with those packages?
You know, at the initial crash site, I actually asked the officer while we were walking around, you know, how much of this how far did it go? He said at least 400 feet, you know, all across. It's all in the train tracks. It's all over the sides. And then, you know, at the train crash site, it's not only on the train tracks and spilled out, it's actually gone far. It's crazy.
Wow, I'm sure that cleanup's going to take a while. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for checking in with us, and I'm sure we'll check back in with you later on in the 5 o'clock news. Earlier today, CBS 7's Sarah Strackhouse spoke to Midland Department of Public Safety Public Information Officer Elena Viramontes to get her take on this horrific crash. Let's take a look.
Macey, right now we are outside the crash site. We're joined here with Department of Public Safety Officer Elena Viramontes. Elena, thanks so much for joining us. What was it like today?
It was pretty chaotic. We got the call like around, crash happened like around 7:30. By the time that I got out here, it was a little bit late due to the traffic. As you can tell right now, the bus and all the debris, it was pretty horrific.
Absolutely. What exactly happened? I mean, we've heard a number of different stories. What happened?
Well, we had a bus that had left Abilene this morning, making its way towards El Paso. We believe he hit a patch of ice, lost control, and came off the overpass over here, and actually went airborne and struck a box cart of UPS cargo.
And kind of what are the repercussions? What is, when you go over there, can you describe the scene to me if people haven't seen it?
The bus, obviously, if you look at the bus, it's pretty hard to tell what it is, but there's debris all over the place. Obviously, there was, personnel on that bus, so we had to get, make sure that everybody was where they needed to be. I haven't seen this, and it's pretty horrific. I mean, that's all I can say. It's pretty horrific.
And what were the thoughts right when you heard that call? What were the thoughts that went through your mind?
Have we lost anybody? Did the bus collide with other people? How many vehicles? And obviously, I knew you guys were going to be out here, making sure that you guys were safe as well. I mean, it's just not me, but it's everybody else.
Absolutely. And what advice do you have, for drivers that might be out here on I-20, driving in this right now?
If you don't need to be out, stay home. A lot of people are, as you can tell right now, people are just passing by, flying by. Slow your speeds, reduce your speeds. You never know if you can hit a patch of ice. You're going to lose control. And you want to have that distance from that car and you. That way, if you do have to brake, you can do it accordingly.
Okay, is there anything else that the public should know about this or keep in mind in their travels today?
Be safe. Make sure that you maintain your vehicles, especially your tire pressure. Make sure that you have good tread. And if you are traveling long distances, have sleeping bags, have batteries, have water, have a kit, a survival kit for you, because if you do get stranded, it's going to take us a little bit before we can go out and help you. And keep in mind that if you're just driving around because you want to see what's going on, stay home. Stay home.
Perfect. Elena, thank you so much for joining us. We're in Penwell. Make sure to stay with CBS 7 and CBS7.com. We'll continue to bring you updates. For now in Penwell, Sarah Strackhouse, CBS 7 News. Macy, back to you.
Thanks, Sarah. Coming up on Closer Look, a week after a masked gunman killed over a dozen people at a French newspaper, one group is now taking credit for the Islamic extremist attack. We'll be right back. Stay with us.